Chapter 10. Clean Not Forgiven. Yoon POV. Every single step is stabbing daggers in my heart. My eyes are teary, but not even a drop dared to spill. I clenched my dress tightly, taking another step. My breaths are ready to stop. I am ready to collapse in the darkness, but it refuses to claim me, wants me to suffer. Not that this thing will snatch my only virtue, but I am not strong enough to endure it again. I took a deep breath, looking forward to the place where my biggest nightmare resides. The bride is walking towards the room for my first night. The thought itself frightens me. How many things I dreamt about it. How Kai assured me about everything. He was so understanding and never made me uncomfortable. But him? The devil, aka Kim Taewang? I shook my head. I don't even want to think about what he can do to me. My feet are pleading with me to stop. My hands are drenching the dress with my sweat, pain, and fear. Why do I have to end up like this? Why he can't be someone normal whose command I can deny? I wanted to run back and hide inside the luxurious kitchen. I wanted to vanish, but all I could do is to take another step, reducing the gap between me and the devil's den, his room. I swear, if it is me who is going to be the victim of his wrath, I would have chosen the other way. I am willing to spend a whole night in the hall where there are countless people, than in a room with one devil. The master of Kim Palace. Kim Taewang. But do I have a choice? Nope. Never. I sighed disappointedly, remembering Sam's words. Mrs. Kim, if you don't want to go, then no one can force you, but I think you should know about this rule that no Kim is accountable for following orders. It's the servants to whom orders are given. I don't want anyone to suffer because of me. I haven't been able to lighten up the guilt of Kai's condition till now. Taewang is such a clever fox. He didn't order me, but indirectly forced me to follow him. I gulped the lump forming in my throat when I found myself in front of the door. It takes everything, every single atom inside me, to not turn around and run. I pulled my shivering hands up to knock on the glass of the door, which has a wooden vintage design. I know Kim Mansion is one of the oldest places in South Korea, but I never thought people here would have retained our cultural legacy with modern comfort. Come in. I heard a faint voice from inside, but it felt like a growl to me. Before I become weak and choose myself over people who have nothing to do with this. I pushed one of the two doors slightly open and entered in the devil's den. If I say I am scared, then this will be an understatement. I am shivering to my core, and the silence inside the room isn't helping either. I took another step, and suddenly the door locked with a thud sound. Come here. If voice could have a color, Taewang's voice has the darkest one. The voice from which the devil himself will shiver. Do I have to repeat? I heard his stern voice. I shook my head as words refused to escape from my mouth. What is going to happen to me? The only question roaming inside my head, which is answered with the worst possibilities. I took a step with my weak legs, which are begging me to stop. My eyes are stuck on the carpeted floor as sweat is covering my forehead in the fully conditioning room. I am walking towards him with the smallest steps possible. I wanted this distance to become an endless way. Don't test my patience, baby. You already have enough in your plate tonight. He snapped in the calmest way. But that doesn't mean it helped. Well, even worse, I am scared to death. Why do I have to be his wife? Why does he have to be Kim? Why I mentioned about him to Kai? Why? All the mistakes I did is flashing in front of my eyes as I commanded my legs to walk fast. Not that they accepted completely, but still, my speed accelerated a bit. And soon I can see his legs spread in the reciprocal V shape. Yes, I said, not even trying to hide my fear. I am not strong enough to fight with him. Come closer, he commanded. I took the smallest of the big steps. Now I can see his one hand on his thigh and the other holding a red wine glass. Closer. I took another step as my breath is stuck in the middle. But before I can understand something, a scream escaped my lips as I was being pulled and landed on his lap. The moment I understood, I tried to get up, but too late. He already snuck his hand around my waist and pulled towards his hard chest. I flinched when he placed his chin on my bare shoulder, sending shivers to the core of my soul. The tears I commanded to stay in my eyes disobeyed me when I felt him snuggling in my hair. He hummed like he is satisfied with the smell. Ready for punishment, baby girl? Fear seized my heart. What is he planning to do now? The things he did in the past 3 days aren't enough for him. He wants to give me more pain. I gulped, not responding, when I felt him raising my face with his cold hand. Let's see what else you did, Taewang said, and for the first time I noticed a large television in front of me isn't broadcasting a show, but a CCTV clip of the church, where he had bound me in this meaningless relation. He kept his chin on my shoulder while his full concentration is on the clip where I am crying my heart out in Dad's embrace. Suddenly, I felt his grip tighten when Dad kissed my head, the amused smile erased from his lips like it was never there. His eyes are spitting fire towards the screen as he gulped a large amount of wine. I can feel the reflexes of his neck muscles as they are just behind my shoulder. Fear took a better hold on me as I heard him saying, "He won't be able to do it now." He pecked my neck as he again concentrated on the further movement on the clip, while my heart skipped a beat. Those aren't words which are meant for me to hear, but no matter how much we try, our minds never listen to us. He was just trying to console himself, but now I know the limit of my cage. He was possessive from the start. Actually, a lot more ton of possessive than a normal person should be. I remembered when he'd beaten a boy of my class just because he helped me with notes. That was the first week of our relationship, and I never bothered asking him how he can fight being a nerd. There were a lot of clues in the time passage of that whole month, but I was too stupid to even notice them. Doubting on him was another thing. People used to say I am smart, and I trusted their words so blindly that it turns out I am the dumbest person alive. I blinked to stop another tear from falling before looking towards the screen, but another second, my breath stopped as I remembered what I did next. Taewang. I tried to distract him from the screen, but before I could think about something, I heard a loud sound of something shattering, and then I am pushed on the bed harshly. So this is what you were doing all this time, huh? Hugging your lover, spending time with him, betraying your husband who is on his way to marry you. His voice is dangerously calm than I expected, which is enough for me to freak out. I looked past him towards the screen, where I am hugging Kai with all my might, crying on his shoulder, trying to console myself about the future. Future which is destroyed now. Future which I never expected and would have never accepted if things are in my control. Future where I am lying beneath a devil, all helpless and vulnerable. I stared at the screen, craving Kai's comfort, Kai's closeness. But another moment, my face was turned towards him harshly. Missing your lover, I see. He squeezed my cheeks due to my lack of response. No worries, I can replace him. Before I could understand what he meant, Taewang stamped his burning lips on me. I started crying as I tried pushing him. But no use. The more strength I use, the more I realize about my weakness. I am not strong enough to push him back when he is devouring my mouth like a hungry wolf. Biting, licking my mouth is disgusting. Making me feel like a cheater. Reminds me of Kai, the only person who has the right to kiss me, to whom I gave the right. I am not a cheater, right? No. You are. A sob escaped my lips as my heart answered, not considering my state, still eager to torture me. I started hitting him on the chest while crying under him, at his mercy when he broke the kiss. And another second, his burning lips landed on my exposed shoulders. My hands on his shoulder, trying to push him unsuccessfully. As tears never stopped raining. Now I am angry, baby girl. He inhaled my smell before biting my shoulder. I don't like his smell on you. He starts kissing my shoulders as I am trying to wiggle out of his grip. Did you forget what I did to you when you kissed him? Past torture flashed in front of my eyes, my vulnerable state, the pathetic way I seek for his comfort. How mercilessly he forced me to eat that food. Did you, baby girl? He again bite my collarbone painfully. I shake my head, not wanting to make him angrier. He stopped and looked at me. I inhale a suffocated breath when he rears back a bit. But then he licked my wet cheek before biting it. Words, baby, let me hear your scared voice. No. Taewang, please. Then what should I do with your body, huh? He cut me. as he kissed the place on my cheek where he stabbed his teeth before. Should I burn the skin which he touched? I shivered from his words as he again started kissing my neck again. Or should I kiss every inch of your body? He said, more like an acceptable suggestion than a question. No, please, He again bit my skin, pulling it with his teeth painfully. Or should I claim your body completely? To remind who you belong to. Who is right on you? No, Tae, please. I gulped, forcing the words out. I have to do this, to save my soul. I have to sacrifice my respect. I am sorry, please, I won't do it again. He pulled back, looking at my pathetic state with his eyes which contain fire. Fire, which is eager to swallow my soul alive, which is craving my wounded state. Sorry. Taewang's voice was composed, but I could hear the growl he is suppressing. For what? To think I am a fool. I looked aside, not able to keep eye contact when his gaze is burning my soul. A tear soaked on the bedsheet who is witnessing my misery. For thinking you can escape with that loser? I closed my eyes when more tears flowed down. But he turned my face towards him. To think you can escape from a Kim? His last sentence was a bit loud, but he is trying his best not to shout. Not that it is helping in any way. His every action is confusing me about him. He gives me pain, but he is the one who cures them too. He is the reason for my panic attacks, but he gives me comfort too. He is the one who makes me break every promise, but he is keeping his every promise. He isn't just controlling my body, but playing with my mind and emotions too. My soul shivered with his words. His dangerously calm voice is more creepy than his shouts, forcing my mind to concentrate on each and every word. Tae. His lips cut my pleas as his tongue again showed how weak I am under him. Let's go, he said, getting up and pulling me from the bed. Before I could understand something, he started dragging me towards a corner of the room. Oh God, what he is up to now. Isn't it enough? Why is he killing me like this? Why does his every word fill my heart with regret and hate in the same ratio? It's true I am a victim right now, but he was also a victim of my cold-hearted prank. Victim when I didn't stop Kai from humiliating him. I didn't give him a proper closer. But all these mistakes are enough to justify his actions? My mind brought me back to my captive's grip when I felt the slippery floor under my feet than the grip of carpet fur. I looked around to find one of the most luxurious bathrooms I had ever seen in my life. It's pure white tiles like it was never used before, while the dim golden light reflects around with the help of mirrors, clearly speaking about the legacy of wealth. Suddenly, I was jerked forward, causing my back to collide with the cold tile. Not hard enough to get hurt, but sufficient to send shivers between the cold tiles and his burning glare. He came towards me while my feet were itching to walk back, but then it hit me. I am surrounded by glass as I am inside the shower. What's in his mind now? Is he going to molest me here? Will he break me into pieces which I won't be able to piece together? He leaned towards me, while my body became numb with the worst possibilities. I wanted to fight, I wanted to protect, but I know better. I know how to get less pain. He took a deep breath before spitting on the side where the water would drain. He stepped back, making a disgusting face. But another second, I felt my body drenching from the artificial rain, making my dress heavier while my eyes stuck on him who was walking out, through the water, making a soft boundary between us. I thought he spared me, that now I can open my heart and express my emotions without being mocked by him. But no, he never fails to break my hope. Walking towards me with dominating, manly steps, he barged into my personal space, while I am too numb to hide myself from him. I dare you to step out before an hour and you will see the worst of me. I wanted to laugh so badly. Worst of him. Wasn't this worse for him? Can he think more than this? He poured body wash on my shoulder and then leaned towards me. Tea. Again, my conscience woke up as I put my hands on his shoulder, but too weak to do anything as he pinned me against the tiles, drenching himself in the same shower. Make sure to clean yourself nicely, otherwise I will do it in my way, he whispered and then walked out in his drenched clothes, leaving me under the flowing water whose temperature my numb brain is unable to consider. Everything which start has an end, right? Everything will finish after a certain amount of time. Everything has a limit in this world. This is what every one of us believes, or at least this what world taught us from childhood. But today, while standing under the shower with my shivering body and heavy heart because of betrayal and regret, I got to know there is something which never ends. Tears, the more you pour them, the more they want to get free, same like pain. The more pain you release, more is eager to claim your mind for fetching its closure. In this whole hour, I cleaned myself, washed my hair and body to make sure nothing left which is old in me now. Today I didn't rain's fragrance and comfort of Kai, but also my old self too. I let water take away my every regret, every mistake. This was my atonement for what I did to Taewang. What I caused to Mom, Dad and Kai. With every tear, I gave myself a closer. With every tear, I let myself free from the chains of the past. It didn't mean I won't cry anymore. It doesn't mean I will be unbreakable, but it means I will never lose hope. Even in the darkest of nights, I will be the person seeking for a ray of light. I will never let the rope of hope fall from my hands, which Dad handed me. I closed my eyes, letting the last few tears escape and mix in this water, as I took a deep breath, inhaling the scent of jasmine, my favorite. Taking deep breaths, I composed myself, but my eyes never stopped their betrayal. I flinched because of the alarm, telling me the 1 hour is finished. His chosen time for my misery is over. But do I want to get out of this now? No. If it's in my hand, I will choose to live the rest of my life here than confronting that devil again. Sighing heavily, I turned around, closing the diverter of the shower and walking out with my ridiculously heavy dress and heavier heart. This bath changed me a lot. No doubt that doesn't mean it extracted every % of fear for things getting wrong now. I peeked from the bathroom door, only to find a walk-in closet. Was this always here and I was in my own world to notice it? Or the Kim Taewang order to create it in 1 hour for his so-called love? I rolled my eyes with the thought while I browsed through the clothes. There are so many dresses, sleeveless, knee-length, deep neck, something which I will never wear. I walked forward to see some trousers and shirts hanging at the end of the row. I smiled, walking towards them. Still, I have control over something. Still, I can choose something in my life. I tightened the hold on the doorknob as fingers of my feet were gripping the fur of the carpet as I abandoned the wet sandals at the corner of the room. Taking a deep breath, I opened the door, praying not to see that devil again. But surely my wish went unanswered as he is sitting on the edge of the bed using his mobile. Taewang craned his neck after noticing my presence. He smirked, eyeing me from head to toe. "Come here, baby." He patted his lap as my body instantly became stiff. I unwillingly stepped towards him, forcing my legs after every step, while forcing my tears to stay inside my eyes. I walked towards him silently, hoping my obedience will help me to pass the rest of the night smoothly. The moment I settled on his lap, he back-hugged me, snuggling his face on my wet hair. He inhaled a deep breath before humming as satisfaction laced his tone. My body relaxed knowing there would be no threat for now. But nothing could be farther from the truth, as another second I felt him unbuttoning the first 2 buttons of my shirt. "What?" "Shoo, baby girl, you're just clean, not forgiven." My hand tried to stop him, but it was too late as he swiftly removed my shirt from my shoulder, exposing the same amount of shoulder. Tears again welled up in my eyes, but I didn't let them escape now. I know this strong facade of strength won't last long in front of him, but I will keep trying. "So tell me, who are you?" he said, sounding like an intoxicated person, as he is rubbing his nose behind my ear. "Yoon." I flinched another second as he bit my earlobe. "Nope, you are Kim Yoon, wife of Kim Taewang." He deadpanned as I nodded swiftly. "Who am I?" he asked again as he went towards my shoulders, sniffing every inch of them. "Kim Taewang," I whispered as my body is itching to wiggle out of his grip, but I knew better. He again hummed as he tightened his arms around me. "Who I am to you." Gulping hard, I wet my throat to bring out those sinful words. "Husband." "Repeat," he said, going towards another shoulder. "You are my husband." He nodded, satisfied as he put his chin on my shoulder and his hands intervening my hands. "Your hands are beautiful," he said before kissing both of them. A chuckle escaped from his lips when I tried to free my hands from him. "You won't hold someone else's hand again, right?" he asked in a tone which clearly indicated that triggering him won't be in my favor. "No," I mumbled. "If you hold anyone's hand other than me, I will cut their hands and yours too. Understand?" Every ounce of sweetness in his tone is replaced by thick darkness. I nodded, feeling a lump on my throat, but maybe it didn't satisfy him as he tightened the grip on my hands, making me feel it gonna break any moment. "Yes," I said as a tear escaped from my eyes. My first defeat after a new start.
Author POV. Life is a delicate clay. One wrong move and the outcome will be totally different. If you want your life to be like fine art, then you have to be the artist. Artist of wisdom. But the main question is, will Taewang be soft enough to turn their life into a piece of art? Or his uncontrollable power turns that clay into dust? What do you all think? Comment down below. And please like, comment and subscribe if you are enjoying the story.